Oh, that could be
reacting.
a Patreon. Let us know. Would you like a Patreon where you get to be on a group text chain with us and our mom?
That's
be
the
a
highest.
Patreon.
That is $100 a month content right there. Shy, Lily, and Becky and Mom on a chat, which is
gonna be honest, it's
50%.
mostly Mom just texting the wrong chat, like thinking she's texting someone else. And then
exactly what I was going to say. Us messaging Mom saying, "Did you mean to send this to this chat?" and her having to call us to delete it. And
wait, so if we're live streaming this now, we'll still release it on Friday?
No, but we'll release the episode.
I don't have to do another episode this week, do I?
No, this is our episode. But the attractiveness of the live stream is that this part would not normally be in our episode. This is the part at the beginning where we wait for Lily.
This is the 15 minutes where we wait for Lily.
Where we wait for Lily.
Well, I still have to leave at 10:30. So
I know. To another episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast. Thanksgiving is upon us, and it is time for our annual episode where we talk about what we are thankful for in pop culture, but in a podcast where we are siblings, which means we were born from parents that have really supported us in all of our absolutely insane projects, endeavors, dating back to the stupid plays that we made them watch as kids. I mean, stupid, I don't know. I think they're masterpieces, to be honest. And I think
I was never invited to be a part of them, so I couldn't.
You were too little.
You were the stage manager.
Such lies.
You were the
Mom and Dad would force you
prop master.
To let me have a job, and I was the prop
master. It didn't fit the story, Becky. The parts have to serve the story, okay?
I remember you walking around as a prop master.
Karen's with Mom. This is great. I love doing the live show. We've got Mom and our other mom, Karen.
Are they physically in the same place, or is she just like with her?
No, she's with her. Oh, but only virtually. Okay.
I told you.
So we're going to start with a story in our thankful episode that really, it's not only going to talk about how thankful we are for our parents, but it's probably also going to like smack of the ridiculous privileged life that we have, that we have lived. And so while we sound ridiculous, while we tell the story, while we can't tell this, well, it's gonna encapsulate a lot about us, but know that we're telling this with love and extraordinary gratitude, and with a recognition that if it wasn't for our parents, we would not have the wonderful life that we have. So it's gonna make us look beyond ridiculous, and we know that. So, in short, let me just set up the scene. We were very, very grateful that the Jewish summer camp and youth movement that our parents met at, Camp Tel Yehuda and Young Judea, honored our parents with the Aniva Eta, which means the You and Me, essentially Agents of Change Award for their lifetime commitment, volunteering to this organization where they met. We went as campers, and now my kids have gone, and now Lily and Becky's kids will be going. My kids go to the junior version of the camp now, and we got to go to this schmancy gala. It was really, really exciting. And and part of going to a schmancy gala for your parents is making a donation, which is really nice. And we got to a moment in the gala where we had to make where they had like one of those thermometers where people make donations, and we you always want to be very, very generous, and we were on and at this point, by the way, you should know, as siblings, we had already made donations, so we had given at the office, so to speak. We always try to be as generous as we can.
Given at the office, I never heard that.
I don't know. It's Mom and Dad explained that expression in the 80s to me. I don't know what it means.
Learn something.
We had participated. Let's just say we had already participated, but they were doing one of those thermometers, and they're doing the thermometer about your parents. You want to participate, but at that point, you figure you want to be symbolic. You want to give everybody else a chance to give in.
Yeah,
and
plus,
I think
you've already given what you budgeted.
Exactly, you've given what you budgeted. That's the best way to describe it. Let's say this is like a Larry David moment. This is, I would say, the Larry David side of our lives. So we're on the text chain, and why don't you take it? Why don't you all? Well, so we're on the text chain, and
I'll take it from here.
No. So I say to myself. Actually, should I tell from my perspective? My perspective is pretty funny because my perspective is my sisters, who they look to their big brother for help. They write and they say, "Shai, how much you giving?" And I at that point I was like, "Look, I'll put in $180. That's a symbolic number for Jewish people. 180 is a symbol of life, right? 118 represents the Hebrew letters Chai, which means life in Hebrew. So 180, that's nice. We've already made our big donation, so that's like a nice amount to add. I'm talking to people. I'm sitting in the audience. I'm sitting 2 people away from Becky. Lily's in Spain. I type it in while I'm doing something.
But I'm watching virtually.
Yeah,
but keep in mind,
watching...
I'm sitting one person over from Shai. I'm not sitting on the other side of the room. I'm not watching virtually. I'm at the same table as him.
Yeah.
I could have just leaned over and said, "How much are you donating?" But instead, I'm on this stupid text chain.
Also, you're adults, and you could have decided for yourselves, but you want to know what Shai's doing.
We could decide for ourselves, but we want it to be even with the 3 of us. We don't want one to give lots and the others to not give enough. We want it to be even.
We do a lot together. So I said, okay, I'm like 180 seems like the place to start. Plus the thermometer's going. Maybe I'll give more later. You want to help them get to the goal, be helpful. There's also a lot of people there. And so I plop in 180 to help get it going. And I go back to doing what I'm doing. Now, my phone's like buzzing, but I'm also at this event, so I'm not really paying attention. Well, I come back to my chain, and there's 1,000 messages from Lily and Becky, and I'm reading the messages, and at a certain point, they're cursing me.
There's expletives.
Yeah,
I believe it was the F word.
Full on F bombs. What the hell, Shai? Oh, fine, Shai. Fine, Shai.
Guess if you're gonna give that much, we're forced to do this.
Yeah, and I'm like, geez, $180, guys. Yeah, right. I know we've already given a donation, but I feel like for our parents, we can give $180. And then I see either Lily or Becky say, "All right, I'm gonna give $1,800," and I'm like, "Wow,
it was
Lily," and I say, "Wow, I'm so proud of Lily. She's really stepping up." And then I see Becky God damn it, fine, I'll give $1,800 too. And I'm like, oh wow, I guess I'm gonna have to go with them. And then finally I think I reply and I said, oh wait, guys, I gave 180, I scrolled back to what I wrote and I said, oh guys, I didn't give 1,800. It was I gave 180 and it was a typo. And
so when we read Shai's message on our end, we said, "How much you giving?" He just writes 1,800 and then doesn't respond to any text for the next 5 minutes. We panic. We each donate 1,800, and then
which is a lot of money.
The second we press send, confirm your donation, he writes back, "Oh, typo. It was $180.
He hustled us. I think he definitely hustled us.
Anyways.
So let's just say if
Leela
Shai
is on the chat.
If Shai called you up for a donation, just say, watch out. He's a bit of a con man here.
To be fair, I matched my sisters, and then of course,
my family will be eating beans for the next month.
And then my
we'll
parents
just be eating canned lentils.
And then my parents are like, "Well, go get your money back," and they're like, and I'm like, "Well, it's for your honor. We're not going to get our money back." And then, of course, they were joking, and we didn't get our money back.
I spoke to first. Just shout out to Lila, who's on the chat.
Lila is on the chat.
And to Becca.
Becca, put some headphones on.
Headphones
on because she can't listen to the sound right now.
On the chat from Israel. This is incredible.
The next day I spoke to the organizer of the yes, lots of kisses. The next day I spoke to the organizer of the event, and I was jokingly telling her this story because it's pretty funny. And she was like, "I will return your money because it was really an accident." And for a moment there, I was like, "Well," and then I was like, "No, of course not."
No,
but there was a moment that I was just like,
You can't
take it up with Shy. I didn't take it back.
I feel like we're coming off as the least generous people in the world.
People. No, we are really proud to do it and proud to support our parents and proud to support an organization that helped make us. Anyway,
that's fine. I'm just canceling my daughter's birthday party because now I can't.
No, Becky's canceling her daughter's birthday party because her birthday comes a week before and she's probably already.
I don't want
jealous.
I don't want to be.
She doesn't want to be outshined.
I don't want to be outshined by my 4-year-old.
Always makes. Is Becky started planning her birthday party when Lily's finished?
All I'm saying is that I'm ordering her custom made cookies, and I don't hear of anyone ordering me anything custom made. You can. But as far as I know, you haven't yet.
Becky, all I can say is no one will ever plan your birthday better than you because
this is true.
No one starts planning your birthday as early as you.
Yeah.
You start the moment Lily's birthday ends.
It's true.
And so
wait, Lily, what was your other?
Can I tell my quick story?
Yeah.
So, if we're talking about like what we're thankful for in this episode, I am very thankful for my children, especially the little one. You can find out how thankful I am.
Head with his giant head and tiny neck.
Yeah.
How does he keep that head on? It's like that scene
he's like a Funko.
No, because I think the neck comes out. It's sort of like when he needs it, like ET a little bit.
Or
I think
like
he
a
can
snapping turtle.
Right, he can bring it back in and like get all like chunky and like low down, and then when he needs to like take a look at something,
hopefully he's like my wife and he doesn't listen to this podcast.
He's the best. I did an entire 2-episode special about how much it took for me to get him, so you can listen to that about about my journey to getting that baby. Anyways, and so him and he's about a year old, and all the stuff that he has is from his 5-year-old brother from when he was a baby. I've literally bought no new stuff. I don't need new stuff for him. All the old stuff is good. It's
not like he's going to notice.
It's a good feeling.
Exactly.
Good feeling.
It's a great feeling, especially the toys and all that kind of stuff. So anything that's in the bath, like any bath toy, is pretty much from his brother, and some are a bit old. That's fine, whatever. And there's a few Star Wars guys, like a Chewbacca bath toy or something. And his brother was not home. So it was just this little guy, the 1-year-old in the Asher in the bathtub. And I'm, sitting outside the bathtub, watching him or whatever. And he's playing and he's so happy. And he's like splashing in the water. And he's playing with his bath toy. And I like kind of do like a double take. And I was just like, I don't really know what bath toy that is. And I was like, Chewbacca, we got to throw Chewbacca out. And I go to take a closer look. And he's just like playing with a log of poop.
Oh my God.
Just holding a log of poop in his hand. And I was just like, like I was like, oh my God. And I was like, A, good for you that it's so solid. B, we gotta like do a full bleached, like I had to boil him in hot water and I had to boil all the toys in hot water and scrub him down.
Lily, send him back.
Wait, but in the moment, what'd you say? Send him back. In the moment that I have this, like, oh my God, that's not an old Chewbacca toy. That's a log of poop. I grab the log of poop out of his hand, and now I'm holding the log of poop, and I dump it into the toilet. Like, the toilet's right behind me. So I scoop it out, dump it into the toilet, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, it's out of I just needed to get it out of the bathtub. But in that moment, my hair falls in front of my face, and without thinking about it, with a handful of poo, I brush my hair away from my face.
Lilach is giving us full-on large laughing emojis, like a giant laughing human.
She has so many kids that I feel like she's been through this.
Yeah, and also, but I just want you to know this is either the best or worst episode now of our show because we have just told the worst story about us, and now you are telling either
the worst story as a parent. So I like smeared my head with poo because it was just like this reflex, and then I got him. Anyways, it was a mess, but it was one of those moments that you're just like, God, being a parent is disgusting. But
I mean, I think we'll leave it there. I'll share some more gross stories from last week another time.
Please no.
I think we've had our full.
Please don't share anything else about your houses to me.
About
okay. Now we are going to get to the big moment, and this is our pop culture thankfulness. And we do this every year. It's similar to, I mean, we have a few traditions in Friday Night Movie. 4 years you're doing a podcast. We're well into our 4th year. 4 years you're doing a podcast. You develop some traditions, and one of them is our pop culture thankfulness episode. And we are gonna we do a little different format every year, but this year we're going to talk about a movie we're thankful for, a show we're thankful for, an artist or musician that or some kind of artist. We're going to pick wide open, a pop culture moment, and then something we're not thankful for, because it's super fun to always be kind of like funny and negative about something. So with that in mind, the order was just the order in which we were typing things. So I'm not going to have me go first, because that's lame. Why don't we have Becky go first? Becky,
what we're thankful for?
What movie are you thankful for?
Oh, I'm super thankful for the Babysitter movies that I discovered this year. So the Babysitters Part 1 and 2. I just
be more specific about their genre, because it's like a Babysitter's Club.
Yeah, this sounds like a Babysitter's Club, and it's on Netflix, so people could easily.
So it's on Netflix.
It's
horror comedy. I really don't like horror movies, but I love horror comedy, and it hit all the marks. It's an hour and a half. It's hilarious.
You can watch both movies in a sitting. It was so much fun.
We watched both of them in one night, because it's just like the equivalent of binge watching a show. So I am very thankful for starring Samara Weaving, this kid Judah Lewis. It has Robbie Amell. It's just a really funny cast, and it's just like a really well done, simple, straightforward horror comedy. And I'm thankful that they respected the length that movies should be these days. Unless you're Dune, you should be 90 minutes or less. I'm
totally
thankful they were respectful of my time and giving me a rare but good quality movie available on Netflix.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think that, who knows who actually made that movie, because I don't believe that was one of those ones that, because
I don't think it was made by Netflix. I think it's just on Netflix.
Yeah, I don't like, there are those ones that Netflix makes where it's the equivalent of canon films, but worse, but where they just get the name of the actor, and then the rest of the budget is made in the, is made somewhere else. But
so that's the first thing I'm thankful for. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, Lil, what is...
So I feel like the movies that I'm thankful for or haven't come out yet, or I haven't seen them yet. So
that's tough.
I feel like...
Well, I'll say, if Ghostbusters and Venom 2, both movies I really want to see, those are probably the two of the movies...
Venom 2 is not going to be on that list for you.
Really? Did you see it?
I did see it. It was called Venom. And
no, Venom 2 has Carnage, Woody Harrelson playing Cletus Cassidy.
Oh my God.
I'm sure it's super insane, and I'm just saying it doesn't. I'm not.
Who's the? Oh, is it Natalie Portman? Who's in it that shouldn't be in that movie? Carey Mulligan.
No, not Carey Mulligan.
No.
Michelle Williams.
Michelle Williams. She the love interest.
She's the love interest.
That is really funny though, because you're right. It is kind of all those movies have someone who's in it who shouldn't be in it.
Like Natalie Portman in Thor. Gotcha. So my two that I'm just really excited to see, and I feel like I'm hoping that they'll be my movies that I'm so thankful for, are French Dispatch and Licorice Pizza, because it's rare that two of your favorite directors put out movies in the same year, which is Wes Anderson and Paul Thomas Anderson. I just realized they have the same last name.
Maybe they're related.
I didn't think about that. So they're both putting out movies, and that's really exciting because I love those directors, and you don't see stuff, it's not like they put out a movie every year. But I'm just going to quickly say that Dune, up until those two movies, which I'm really excited to see, Dune was such a fun together experience, and we got Gabe and Etta to join our episode. Really if you've seen Dune or interested in Dune, I highly recommend that you listen to our episode, because having those two incredible writers and comedians on to talk about it with us, with you two, and knowing that also, my brothers-in-law also went to see with you guys, and they were kind of in on it as well. It was a really fun. I feel like we all went to the movies together, which is pretty much impossible these days. So I think I'm very thankful for that experience that Dune gave us.
Oh, that's a great way to describe it, Lil. And for me, I would say my movie that I'm most thankful for, it's an older movie, but it was a movie that I think we decided to watch on Yom Kippur at the last minute.
Right. Under the Wire.
And Under the Wire. And it was Denial with Rachel Weisz. And for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think I don't know how much we've talked about this on the whole as an issue, but it's something I know that it's really bothered us as a family and something we're really concerned about in the world, which is a world way too comfortable with trafficking and anti-Semitic and subtly undercover anti-Semitic, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly anti-Semitic language and attacks, etc. And so it's something that's really bothered me, and it's bothered us, I think, as a family. And so it was really cool to watch a movie that addressed that, and that's Denial's about Deborah Lipstadt, who is the actual Biden administration's anti-Semitism, combating anti-Semitism envoy at the State Department right now. So she's a legit figure, and it's an amazing legal story as well it was awesome, that doesn't just turn out in the obvious way that you would expect, that you would expect something to turn out. So I think it's really cool, and so I really loved that movie, and I loved Rachel Weisz in the role of Deborah Lipstadt. A very rare situation.
Her accent was maybe
well, I mean, okay, yeah, but
other than that, she was excellent.
Aside from that, something we've harped on a lot is the representation of Jewish characters for the last 2 or 3 years, and an actual Jewish actor playing an interesting Jewish character. Right. Something we'd like to see more of, as opposed to something that I'll get to, and things that I'm not thankful for, and I'll talk about that later, or maybe one of us will talk about later. I'm sure one of us will talk about the thing that we are not thankful for later.
Can I give one more movie I'm thankful for?
I mean, sure. Why not?
I'm thankful for the Paw Patrol movie, because it was the first movie I was able to take
my kids to,
our kids to, and we could watch them all together. That was a really special, wonderful experience.
And it wasn't bad at all, considering it could have been Trolls or something else we had to see, but it was pretty good.
So yeah, all right, that's all.
Paw Patrol isn't going to be bad. Paw Patrol's awesome, but I heard Everest wasn't in it, which I think is
Everest was not in it, but they introduced Liberty.
It's fine, but Everest is still awesome. She snowboards. She wears orange.
I know there should be room for more girl patrol.
Well, Liberty, they introduced Liberty, who's voiced by, I don't know the name of the person that voiced her, but the actress that voices her voices.
Allie agrees. Paw Patrol brought it, and Mom says the best movie ever. Yay, Paw Patrol in the theater. Mom says the best movie ever.
Best movie day ever.
Best movie day ever. Okay, that
was a very special movie day. We got all the kids snacks and treats,
and Mom's getting in on it. Mom says most recently she's thankful for Red Notice. It's silly, charming, and fun, perfect for those weird times years. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that movie. We're gonna hopefully watch that in the next day or two. So, and then please, if you're watching and you want to jump in and be part of the show, just drop your comment in, and we will make it part of the show. And don't worry, Mom is not going to stop dropping her comments in.
There's Zoe. Hi, Zoe.
Oh, and here's Zoe, cousin Zoe. Hey, Zoe. What was Zoe? Let us know. What movie were you most thankful for, or show? We're going to switch to shows right now. Mom says hi to Zoe too. All right. So, what show were you most thankful for this year? I want to kick this one off, and I want to be most thankful for the other two, because this is a showendipity, which is one of the Friday Night Movie terms for a show that comes around at the right moment, at the right time, which it came around when, because again, if you're going to tell me there's a show with Molly Shannon in it, and it's about siblings, and it has the actor whose name escapes me, but he was in Bajillion Dollar Properties, and it has pop culture and a family that both has neurosis but are also nice to each other, and Ken Marino, right? It has all these things. You don't have to convince me. I'm watching that show. But the fact that we watched it during Baltimore Comic-Con while eating pancakes.
Breakfast for dinner.
And then we've gone on, the three of us, to all be watching it at the same time. And it's been like my comfort show every day during this during this year. It's just been so great, and I love that show, and I can't recommend it enough. To me, that's the new Schitt's Creek. That's the show that, if you're looking for that show that is the sweetness of a Schitt's Creek, where people evolve, this is the show. And cousin Zoe says she loves Ken Marino, which is awesome. And Zoe weighs in with her show she's thankful for. Oh, is that the new season of The Expanse is starting?
You watch that show?
I watched The Expanse. It's the last season. I'm very excited too, because I'm looking to see how they wrap this up, and I really do think that is a great show. It's a very, very cool show. They do an amazing job with like a very realistic idea of what it would be like if the solar system was colonized. Right.
And Allie's comment about what she's grateful is pretty funny.
And Allie's grateful for the start of the holiday movie watching season. You know which ones she's talking about. The holiday, anything where princesses of fake countries switch places with a cupcake baker in LA. I mean,
marry a secret prince.
3 Vanessa Hudgenses are not enough.
Vanessa.
My only complaint. Let's get 6 Vanessa Hudgenses and let's start multiplying Zac Efrons. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed. I feel like there should be a ratio. For every Vanessa you add, you need another Zac Efron.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Zoe agrees. The princess switch. The princess switch. Keep them coming. Keep switching them. Keep multiplying them.
So mine is I'm very grateful for. I feel like I've really watched a lot of really great TV, and I'm grateful for all the recs that you guys have given me. Becky the Chair, Shy, Goliath, and Bosch, which is the gift that keeps on giving. And but I will say that I'm very much grateful for Sex Education, because it proved that a show that is, I think, very difficult to create in season 3 still manages to bring it. And it is not, with all the diversity on that show and all the topics they try to hit on that show and all the they have like 10 main characters, you expect that show to really taper off by this point and like kind of explode in and of itself, implode. And I was here for season 3. I loved it. And I'm very impressed with that kind of, writing and acting. So that was mine.
Very cool. Now, Becky, you've left it a mystery.
Well, no, because I want to go a layer deeper, where I'm not just thankful for the other two. I'm thankful for a very specific moment in the other two. So yes, the show as a whole, I agree with Shy. It's a serendipity, but the specificity of the moment where Pat is on her talk show and she FaceTimes her kid live like she does every day on her show. That single moment at the beginning of season 2.
Do you feel seen?
I feel seen. I feel heard. I feel included. I feel like my story is being told. And that moment is my moment, more so than just a show I'm thankful for. They really get me in that moment. I also want to just read out Mom's comment. Mom wants to know, how do they cast the princes in these movies? Some of them look like extras. I think that's very funny.
And Zoe mentions the show Doom Patrol. I don't know what show is that.
I've heard great things about that. Brendan Fraser does a voice, right?
It's the same, same universe as Titans. It's that.
Right.
It's actually, I think that show is amazingly, awesomely weird. And the kind of thing, it's a better comic book show than a lot of other comic book shows. It's just it's dense and it's so weird. But I agree with Zoe's. I haven't gotten back to it in a while, but Doom Patrol is really cool. And Brendan Fraser and the lady who plays Crazy Jane are, to me, the heart of that show. They make that show so cool.
More Brendan Fraser, right, guys?
Yeah, more Brendan Fraser. Let's George of the Jungle 3, people. Or 2?
Was there a part 2? Fill them at the same time. Do 2 and 3 for the
artists. Should I do my artist first and do like my reveal, or should we do my artist?
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna go with an artist. I'm gonna go to an FNM family member, one of the original Friday Night Movie family members. Her name is Lindsay Lee. She's also known as Aphros XI. Aphros XII is her artist name. And she designed the banner, the brand banner that everyone saw when we started. I'll flash it for a second here. If you're familiar with this guy, this one here, she designed that as a gift to us many years ago. And I reached out to her to see if she'd be willing to do a new set for us. And she came back and did it again. And we have been done with some pretty incredible work from Lindsay that I am going to share right now, and this will very likely be turned into some form of
media or print.
We'll bring it to Comic-Con. Maybe we'll do some stickers. There's all sorts of possibilities with this. She outdid herself on a whole other level this time, and I am just trying to figure out how I can do this so that I don't break my computer in the process here. So hang on 1 second while I pull.
In the meantime, Zoe wants to know if you've seen Legion, Shy.
I never got around to seeing Legion, but I heard it was awesome.
And Mom and Dad are watching Terry Pratchett's Going Postal.
Ask them. Yeah, that you just, if anyone, Patreon will set you up on a phone call with Mom and Dad. They love talking about it.
Is that a British show that they like?
All right, here we go.
Acorn
Check
TV.
it out, people.
Wow, it's so nice. I love that.
Isn't that
so
amazing?
Cool. Mm-hmm.
It's so.
Check that out. Here it is.
She really encapsulates our personalities so well too.
And so this is the latest art from Lindsay Lee. Also,
I like
XII.
She did not use our names. She used our handles.
Yeah. And she's very mysterious. I don't know if she's open for commissions these days, but if you love her art and you want to work with her, let me know, and I will get you in touch with her, because she's just magnificent. And I pitched the idea of doing a buy rent game show, and you'll notice, and my favorite little detail is Becky sneaking in here with a mischievous look on her face and using the nuclear option. Card. I love the idea of Becky using the nuclear option of the black card. So that's really exciting. We're really proud of that. I suspect we'll do a sticker this year, and then even more exciting, as exciting, more exciting. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. What exactly this is. But the other thing we did is we actually have now full straight up character designs for ourselves, which I feel like she made us look like superheroes. Like it's kind of wild.
Podcasting superheroes, pop culture podcasting
pop culture superheroes. I've never seen anything like this for us. Okay, check this out. Okay. And I guess this is a listening, this is an audio medium, but we will include these somehow. Check this out, people. Here we go. What do you think?
They're cool? Awesome.
Yeah. So I love it.
Yeah, so there we go. All right, let's get back to the show. All right, so
Lil, who are you thankful for?
I did mine. Oh, the artist. Sorry. I'm thankful for Ashley Longshore, because she is, to me, just one of the most phenomenal pop artists that has ever lived. And following her Instagram is so, like, one of my life goals is to be able to afford something that she makes. And following her Instagram is so funny because she doesn't just post her work, but she posts all these crazy, ridiculous, somewhat inappropriate videos, which are amazing. And she's the embodiment of embracing life and going for it and having fun. But a lot of her work is also very political. So she's making it clear that you can be colorful and light and happy and fun and send a very impactful message. So to me, that's like a combination of so many amazing things in art. And her Instagram's a joy. Ashley
cool.
Longshore.
Very cool. And Beck?
There's this author, Kate Baer. I am a really big fan of hers. You can follow her on Instagram. She's a poet. I have her book called What Kind of Woman, and she has a new one called I Hope This Finds You Well, which I actually haven't read yet, but I just find her work really it's very specific, I think, to women's and mothers' experiences, to some women's and mothers' experiences. And again, it's one of those moments where it's not necessarily everything I'm feeling and thinking, but things that are very impactful. And I think shed a really beautiful light and vulnerable light on this experience of being a particular experience of being a woman and being a mom. And I absolutely love it. I really recommend following her on Instagram and reading. One of the things that she does that I absolutely loved the most is, like many people on the internet, she gets a lot of hateful messages. She gets a lot of criticism and hateful messages about her work, about her poetry. And what she'll do is she'll take one of these messages, and the first slide, you'll see this pretty awful message someone has sent her. And then the second slide, she'll erase all of the words. Like she'll, censor out all of the words except for the ones that she has chosen. And when you string those together in order, it's a beautiful message that counters what the person had said to her.
Wow.
And it's really cool. It's a really great technique.
Baer, like a
Baer, Baer, Baer.
Okay.
And so I think it's also not just that her original poetry is really, really wonderful, and they're short poems. Shy, don't worry, no one's asking to read a novel. But I think as far as the message of how to absorb something negative or hateful that somebody is saying to you in a way that can be productive, or how to use it in a way that's productive, how to mold it again and reshape it. You don't have to just absorb, negative or terrible things someone might be putting your way. So that has been a big spot, a bright spot. And
I want
to give a shout out to a dear old friend, Lisa Katsir, because I'm pretty sure she's the one that put this author on my radar. I'm pretty sure it was Lisa who started reposting her stuff on Instagram, and I saw it and was like, wow, this is incredible, and started following the author. So there you go.
Cool. All right. I feel like our pop culture moment and our thing we're not thankful for are both unified between the three of us, because our pop culture
I wrote it in the notes
was going to see the Bleachers, or going to see Bleachers together at the music center.
Yes.
And that's everything from Lily weeping during the opening.
No, it's everything from me changing my flight, sending one kid home with his dad, changing my flight, staying
cracking
longer.
The code of the pre-sale
Shy
code.
Cracking the pre-sale code just with his mentalist brain power. He mentalized
the rain
code.
Changing it, so we ended up getting the 13th row seats.
There was supposed to be a torrential downpour that was going to be the worst experience, and it ended up letting us go to a better venue, outdoors, under a roof, with super close to the stage.
Good seats, yeah.
Yeah,
it was epic.
Getting introduced to see the band Muna.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, I've been listening to Claude's album, and I really enjoy their album.
So there you
really
go.
Enjoy their album.
So really, just everything about that experience was just magical. And then Lily knew that he was going to open with 91. Is that the name of that? And then
I basically was like, Shy was like, what do you think he's going to open with? And I was like, there's only one song I would open with, and it would be 9. That's the only way to open this concert, and it's with 91. And then he did it, and I just cried the entire time like a baby.
And we hugged.
It was amazing.
It was really amazing. And then he ended with, and it was pretty amazing, every part of it. And then I would say our down moment, and we've talked about this over and over again, and I'm going to zero in because I don't want to say it's the whole second season, but it is the representation.
It's the second half of the second season.
Second half of the second season, but I'm going to zero in the character of Shira and the character of Ben, and the fact that Ben's character all of his good qualities are the things that are not his Jewish stereotypes in the second season of Never Have I Ever. I really hope for a show that has so much beautiful nuance in so many different cultural ways
and diversity,
that they clean up the way they have horrifically portrayed Jewish characters in that show.
And the story.
Oh, and the story sucked.
Right. Like, because at the end of the day, the second half of that season, the way Sex Education proves you can keep a teen show going strong, this is like the polar opposite. They tanked the story in the second half of the season, and they need to do better. So that's it.
Yeah.
Love to Karen, who's signing off.
Love to Karen, love
and
to
happy
Zoe,
Thanksgiving
and
to
Mom,
everyone.
and Allie, and everyone else who's listening. Thank you so much for participating in this episode. I feel like we just loaded up everyone with lots of recs and shout outs. So I don't think we have any. I don't know if anyone has any party ones, other than the fact that we watched Rent with our kids over the last couple of days, and
that is bold,
amazing experience.
Like, it took you a few days to watch it because
we watched it over 2 days. Yeah, because we did a lot of you know how I feel about watching we watch a lot of stuff that's pretty mature for our kids, and we really explain it to them. We talk to them about everything that's going on in them. And I just will say, the beginning of the second act of Rent is really a snooze. Plus, there's that Moo song that Idina Menzel sings during her protest that my older daughter was like, what is this? But aside from that, I think the movie is amazing, and it's kind of underrated.
You show them the movie version with Rosario Dawson.
That's the one? I think that movie's amazing. And now I only saw the play once in my life, so like I'm not as hardcore about the play, but I think that movie on its merits
does a great job.
Fabulous. And my wife is amazing because she just walked the kids through this play in such a beautiful way. So that was awesome. So I was just super thrilled about that experience. And we saw the band Party Like It's with the kids, and the amazing Kathy DeToro, who treated my kids just incredibly well and played their favorite song, Clockwork Lover. And how great is that experience, being a kid, seeing a show, seeing one of your favorite artists play their favorite song, and your heart light up, and like that's just the greatest experience. Okay, where can people follow you, Becky?
At Paper BK Princess on Twitter.
Oh, sorry, I didn't put mine in my name.
Well, it's too late to type it in now, Lily. Just
Fine.
say it.
Chichi ChiChiK Gomez on Twitter.
And you can follow me at Pancake and the number 4 Table. All the Friday Night Movie shenanigans at Shenanigans at Friday Night Movie. You can go to FridayNightMoviePod.com. Make sure to sign up for the mailing list. We're seeing lots of great signups happening lately, which is great. We're going to have a curated playlist coming out soon for the end of the year, which we're excited about. And the theme music will happen in post-production, not during the live stream. That is by What Does It Eat? And all of the organizations we support are in the show notes. We are thankful to everybody who supports the show. I'm thankful to my wonderful sisters. I love you guys. Bye-bye.
Love. Bye.